There we are. What a day it has been. Mark says he now identifies as a Chinaman.
Ni hao.
Can you remember any of those Chinese words that we did?
Just ni hao. I think that's hello. But if I'm wrong, then I don't really care.
I wanted to remember the swear words.
I can't remember any of that.
I can't remember them either. So we're okay if we go to China. So because they're going to think, well, we're very polite people. Here we are. Here's the map. There we go. Yes. We're here.
So bright. Oh.
Yes. Well,
Ni hao.
how's your day gone? Ni hao. I'm not ni hao. I'm ni hai.
No, that might not even be how you say it. If anyone's watching and you're from China, then feel free
Let us
to
know.
correct.
We know this. Fian chi. Salvi.
No sort of finger. Yeah, how's your day been all right? Your day been okay?
Yeah, I've been looking at the stuff that Reform are doing and what they're going to do with welfare. And
Well, you say what they're going to do.
it's great to say it when you say, if we're in government.
Well, we'll see, won't we? They seem to be on the slide, so...
Well, I think Mr. Burnham, I think he's on the back foot. He can't tell whether or not, he's the king of karaoke or a prime minister. Okay.
I don't think he can tell if he's speaking to an actual US official or whether he's...
Oh yeah.
I might ring him tomorrow and see what I can get out of him.
God damn, Andy, this is somebody from Trump's office, and what we want to know is, are you going to drill, baby, drill?
Or are you just going to resign?
I don't think this guy is going to last long. I think there's going to be a general within a year. Because he's not going to be able to keep up, because everybody is sick and tired. They're sick and tired of the migrants, and within the title, we're also saying, can DEI destroy your life? Because, there is some sadness that's gone on, and I'm wondering now. All right, but before we do that, obviously, our man at the United Grand Lodge of England, Adrian Marsh, did not come back to us.
Those people.
Didn't come back to us. Didn't want to come on the show and explain a few things.
What a surprise.
No questions.
Called it, didn't we?
Yes, and the same with David Dyson. Did you know that the man was an accountant?
No, but he sucks.
There you go.
Dyson sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay.
I mean, I suppose he's never heard that one before, has he?
No.
You suck.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, that's right.
I prefer a Henry anyway to a Dyson. So.
Well, we sent out a set of invitations to all the APGMs. Now, they're called Assistant Provincial Grandmasters.
Thanks for that.
And we've given them till Friday. Now, I don't think that they've got a pair of testicles between any of their legs with any of them. I think they're a little bit too nervous to come on and answer some questions. Now, they're genuine questions, genuine. And it's finding out about what's going on for the rest of the members in the province. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Maybe they don't want everyone else knowing what's going on, because if there was a simple explanation, like we said, then where is it? Give us it, and we'll leave it alone.
Yes, because we want to know why this, in 2020, envisaged for build in 2022, became this. We want to know. And
I don't
also,
know why masons can't build stuff. That's
actually, well, yeah.
The irony.
Yeah. Well, there's some very serious questions getting asked. And I got a funny feeling that marking their own homework isn't going to do the trick for them. So anyway, we've asked them. They've got until Friday. If any one of them is brave enough to come on, okay, we know they're fat enough to come on. They probably wouldn't even fit through some of the doors if you look at the pictures of them. I mean, did you see them on the rafts? You know, on the D. My God, somebody got on and nearly tipped the whole raft over. No, they had to move to the other side, you know, in order to balance it up for everybody to go on.
Did we show that one?
No, but we will be doing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We will be doing. You know, there's lots
Did
of things going to be
they
happening.
can build a raft. Is that what they did?
Yes, they could build a raft. We don't know what it was, but they seem to talk a lot.
Yeah.
And we look on their Facebook and we see, you know, the same group of people going out and doing the same things. And we're thinking, okay. Anyway,
Don't like
moving on.
changing that. They've got one of those like reform tickers, haven't they, for the membership, where it doesn't matter how many people they expel or people leave due to things like this. The number never goes down. There's always 3,500.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to call bullshit on that one.
Yeah,
and if you want to come on and prove me wrong, chop chop.
Yep. Well, there you go. You Dyson with the editor, Statsman, because he knows his stuff.
Was that a joke? Boy, you Dyson. Yeah,
it's another one. Yes. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get the equivalent of a fatwa against us from Grand Lodge. Bring it on.
Is that another joke?
Yeah.
Fatwa. You're on form tonight, mate. I tell you what, better than your dad jokes.
You're catching it. Okay. Anyway, now, thought plunge, my favorite guy, you know, but first.
Did you just say that? Thought
plunge, my favorite guy.
Okay.
This guy is absolutely. Listen to this guy. He talks about playing hide and seek. Listen to him.
That's how you know you're in a wealthy neighborhood, when you see people have dog walkers.
I live here!
Oh, so you're a living dog walker.
Get out of here!
Don't get upset. Be proud of your job.
Get out of here!
You mind if I hide on the side of your car here for like a minute?
For what purpose?
I'm playing the game of hide and seek with two of my friends. They take it very serious. Let me know if you see them. They're driving like a white and blue car. They got like flashing lights on the roof.
Bruh.
You know? They're crazy. Sometimes they even get a helicopter to come out and find me. They take it, like I said, they take it serious. So let me know if you see a helicopter too.
I'm gonna take a picture of you. I usually mind my own business.
Oh, and you just figured you'd make an exception for me. Thank you.
So you're getting sassy a little bit, okay?
I'm usually not sassy, just like you usually mind your business.
Sweetie, I can tell you're an educated in 4 languages.
Well, we know English isn't one of them.
Love to know if they're real or not, you know.
Do you know,
I'm still convinced he comes in, but, you know.
I love the guy. I just love the kind of things when he says, you know, I'm playing hide and seek. You'll see them. My two friends are in a white and blue car with flashing lights on top.
Sometimes the helicopter comes out.
Just absolutely great. Anyway, let's start kicking off with the politics and let's ease our way into it. Check this out. Burnham is haunted. Could you guess who?
The doctor will see you now, Andy.
Starmer.
Oh, thanks. So then, Andy, what seems to be the matter?
I keep seeing Margaret Thatcher everywhere. She's everywhere!
She's been dead for years, Andy. But Andy, there is another way. You need to upgrade your glasses.
Anything, Doctor! Anything!
Here, take these. Wear them throughout the day and don't ever take them off.
Thank you, Doctor. The Doctor tricked me! Get away! All of you!
And what will it be, Andy? A nice cider or a beer, perhaps? Just a scythe, please, barman. A nice pint of Thatcher's.
What do you think? I think they're great.
That one.
I love them. I think they're great. That's the Karaoke Gazette. Okay, now, when we actually look at what's going on in this country, sometimes you have to actually look to another country to find out some facts. Now, this might be quite controversial, but this is a guy called Amiri. And listen to what he has to say. And he calls this fun facts from the USA. Now listen to this and see what you think.
Want to hear something crazy? If every black person left America tomorrow, the U.S. population would decrease by 14%. The number of prisoners would be reduced by 40%. The number of gangs and other criminal groups would be reduced by 35%. Average SAT scores would rise by 18 points. The number of AIDS patients would be reduced by 40%. The number of patients with chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis would be reduced by more than 50%. Average household income would rise by $8,000. The number of people living in poverty would be reduced by 25%. The number of homeless people would be reduced by 40%. The number of welfare recipients would be reduced by 30%. And the Democratic Party would lose 20% of its voters. Sounds like fucking paradise, right?
There it is. Sources: U.S. Census, PGS, CDC, College Board, 25 SATS reports in Pew. But the guy is quoting or interpreting facts. Now, I'm just wondering, when people are talking like reform of saving $21 billion on welfare, how far off would this guy be, Amiri King?
Slightly different demographics in this country, but
I know.
I'm sure we could tinker with it.
What do you think? Do you think there's any credibility to the guy?
I'll have to check his data, but I mean, what's his plan? Just deport all the black people.
Well, this guy, this guy used to be an undesirable, and then he turned his life around. And then he went massive on the web, went massive, and he brings out things like these, which is quite controversial. Like, for example, he'll also bring out things Android or iOS. And he'll.
That's not as controversial as to deport all the black people, though, is it?
Well, I'm just wondering, is Robert Jenrick and all the rest of them dancing around it, and this guy just says it out, straight out.
Dancing around it, mate. They won't save our demographic replacement if push comes to shove. So, I mean, they wouldn't even mention stuff like this, would they?
Well, this is the thing, so I don't know. But anyway, I thought I'd throw that in, just to see. And now, just on the American theme, just continuing, Trump is now proving that they were using lawfare against him in the run-up to the election.
Well,
right?
that needs proof, does it?
Well, 8,000 pages have come out.
It was obvious, wasn't it?
These are the conclusions.
President, we now have confirmation for what we always thought was true, and that is that District Attorney Fonnie Willis coordinated with the White House, the Department of Justice, and the Jan 6 Committee in her attempt to commit lawfare against President Trump. After fighting open records requests like her office often does, she finally just yesterday released 8,000 documents to Just the News that reveal close collaboration and coordination with the Biden White House, his Justice Department, and the January 6th Commission. See, we already thought this was true because on November 9th of 2022, President Biden put up the bat signal. He stated that we just have to demonstrate that he, President Trump, will not take power. Well, 6 days later, President Trump announced he was running for re-election. The very next day, 1 day after President Trump announced, Nathan Wade had an 8-hour meeting with the January 6th Commission. Now, of course, much like all of his prosecution, when he's questioned under oath, Wade can't remember anything, who he met with, what they talked about, where they met. He's got tremendous amnesia, Mr. Wade does. But 2 days after that meeting with January 6th, on November 18th, which is 3 days after President Trump declared he was running for office, Wade had another 8-hour briefing, this one with the White House. Why is November 18th significant? That is the day that Jack Smith was appointed special counsel. That was the same day that Matthew Colangelo resigned from the Department of Justice and left to lead the prosecution against President Trump with Alvin Bragg in New York. And it's the same day that Nathan Wade was on the phone with the White House for 8 hours. We now know what we suspected, that the White House waived the executive privilege for President Trump that has traditionally always been held. We knew they waived it for Congress, but we now know, due to the documents released yesterday, that it was waived for Fani Willis as well. During this process, Mr. President, you're not going to believe this, but the White House contacted Fani Willis and asked her to submit for a competitive $2 million bid. Well, that bid then turned into a no-bid contract grant with Fani Willis, and she was granted $2 million in the midst of her prosecution of President Trump. Mr. President, the fix was in.
There you go. So, I mean, they're stating it now. I think he's going to start going after them now. He's going to start putting them in jail because they actually were attempting to disrupt democracy.
He needs to hurry up then, doesn't he, before it's like his term runs out? He said he was putting them all in jail the first time. Obviously, he found that was probably a little bit more difficult. Isn't it funny the way they all go on the stand? You got Comey and Fauci and Clinton and everyone. They just talk absolute shit, don't they, when they're on there? Nothing ever happens
Or plead
to
the
them.
Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, but then a couple of Trump's mates misspeak or accidentally don't tell
dive on
the
it.
truth, and they're in jail. So it's like, all right, I get you. I mean, if that wasn't law, fair enough. I don't know what was. Oh, and the whole Obama spying on him. And there's so much stuff. I just struggling to understand why none of them have actually been done, because you have all these revelations over years and no one ever pays for it.
No.
Apart from Trump, who's always in court, wasn't he?
He's going to be in court again because the BBC are desperate to do a deal with him.
He likes a deal, doesn't he? I mean, he's got a book all about the deal, so maybe the BBC should read that first. Because it ain't going to end well for them, is it?
Well, I think that they're so desperate to do a deal that, they'll bend over backwards. They'll bend it any which way because he's got the economy. He can actually use the economy against them, and Burnham will just tell the BBC, do as you're told. Say you're sorry. Bend over. Take it like a bitch.
I was trying not to say that, but
that's all right. Anyway, a little bit closer to home. Now, there's a reason why I'm playing this. The Eclipse, Ibiza style. Ibiza. That's not bad, is it? No, we didn't see it like that, did we? It did.
No, is that AI or something? Because
no, that's for real.
That's real.
That's real.
So it was only meant to be a partial one, but
they got the full hit. But it could be the angle at which the camera is looking at it. It's like if I look at you,
seems to happen
if
really
I look
fast.
at you like this, I'd say blow your nose, Mark.
I remember the last one. Was it in the 90s? And we were on a roof.
Was that the prison protest?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused. Now we had welders' masks and that, and we were. I don't remember it happening that fast. Did they speed that up? We were standing there for hours going, oh, come on, is this gonna cover it yet? That was just happening in about 3 seconds, and everyone started cheering. Was that real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, in Ceuta, the eclipse didn't go down very well because everything's been eclipsed by the invasion there. And this one pregnant Spanish woman interfered with an interview, and boy, did she give it. You've got to read, the titles as you're going through, because she's speaking in Spanish and she doesn't give a shit. Here we go.
Oh, I can speak Spanish. Hola.
La verdad que la ciudad atemorizada, esto es lo que tenemos, la vergüenza, esto, mujeres violadas,
Entre ellos los llevan al monte.
violadas.
¿Dónde está la policía que tenemos aquí? ¿Para qué estamos pagando
aquí
impuestos?
de Ceuta
¿Por qué
tenemos
no
que
lo
estar,
recogen?
estoy hablando,
¿Pero
las
por qué no lo
mujeres de aquí
cogen?
tenemos que estar así, atemorizadas, atemorizadas que no podemos ni salir de la casa.
yo también me
Esto
ni sale de la calle.
esto es injusto, lo que estamos viviendo es injusto. Quítate de aquí, es injusto, es muy injusto que tengamos que vivir así. No puede ser. No puede ser. La entrevista no es de vergüenza. Y aquí se tiene que levantar Ceuta y el país porque no podemos estar sin más. Yo estoy embarazada y estoy sufriendo. Tengo un hijo y estoy sufriendo y me duele venir ciudad así. Me duele, hay que levantarse. No puede ser que nos invadan así. Es una vergüenza. Que salir a la calle yo y contarme esto, cuando Ceuta siempre ha sido una ciudad segura, una ciudad estupenda, que hemos acogido a todo el mundo y siempre hemos estado bien y me duele en el alma, se me desgarra por dentro el alma de ver a mi ciudad así. Las niñas que no pueden ni salir de sus casas, no pueden ni ir a la playita, los niños, que te vas a la marina y tienen peleas por todos lados. Los sitios donde llevamos a nuestros niños a jugar, no podemos hacer nada. ¡Impotencia!
That got a little bit intense right there. There was a lot of people surrounded, probably hundreds of people watching that incident right there. But yeah, people, they've had enough. I didn't know what the guy was saying. I didn't know what the lady was saying. We got Eric interpreting. So it's tough to measure the heat of the situation when he's like saying stuff to where I don't know what he's saying. But if he got any closer, we probably would have laid him out.
I think you might be muted, sir.
Yes, I'm muted. Sorry. Okay. He was holding the mic. Okay. Literally right in front of the guy. And I think what would have happened, right, he'd have taken the battery end and gone poof like that right in his face if he got any closer. Because if you look at him, where was the guy? Let's have a look.
Yeah, he was near the start, wasn't he? I think he got the look and then he...
Yeah, there.
¿Dónde está la policía que tenemos aquí? ¿Para qué estamos pagando impuestos? ¿Por qué no lo recogen?
Estoy hablando.
¿Pero
Las
por qué no
mujeres
lo
de aquí
cogen?
tenemos
He's got
que
an
estar
eye on
así.
him. Look at that.
Atemorizada. Atemorizada que no podemos.
He's got an eye on him. Okay. So I think that, because it's heavy, that end with the battery on it. Okay. I mean, the mics are quite light, but with the battery on the end, that's heavy. You get hit with that, you know about it. It's as simple as that. But anyway, sorry that I was muted there. Okay.
No, you're all right. That's nothing a swift elbow wouldn't fix anyway.
No, I know.
Especially that nose you couldn't miss.
Oh, no, that's definitely, that doesn't look like a Spanish nose to me.
Doesn't, does it?
Okay.
Then
Anyway.
again, I'm not one to talk.
Well, okay. Let's not forget this woman and tell me what you think is going on.
It's sad that though, isn't it? She looks like she's...
I know, she was bad.
Yeah. Are you any the wiser on... Again, isn't it?
Andrew Pierce.
Yeah, no doubt it'll all go to court and he'll probably plead guilty and then we'll never hear no more of it. becoming a problem, this, isn't it? This, you look at Patrick Christie, which we can talk about in a minute as well.
Well, they had the police there, but when Farage was talking, he hinted that counterterrorism had got it badly wrong.
He did.
So, and you haven't heard a lot about Anne Widdecombe in the press.
No. What did they get wrong, you know? I think he seems to be hinting at the fact that maybe, and this is only speculation because they don't tell us, but the guy had actually, well, the claim is he might have firebombed Farage at one of his properties. And maybe they haven't taken that as seriously as they should have done.
Did you see how many police were there before? There was just quite a few of them.
You know, and somewhere. I mean, how many police can't protect us, though, mate? This is the problem. You look at what happened to Patrick Christie.
Oh, yeah.
When he went and interviewed those people smugglers.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when he's back, the police are like telling him and his wife, you've got to leave your house, go to a safe house, don't use your car, could be booby trapped. It's like, sorry, what? Just for reporting the truth.
Do you think the truth will really come out about why she was murdered? Because this is the thing that Farage was hinting at.
Well, all right, let's... I'll just finish on that note. He had a panic button, Patrick, and then they took it away. 10 days, he didn't even realise it didn't work. So, yeah, you can't rely on the police to protect you. So if they said to me, leave your house, I'd be like, no, thanks. Probably safer in my own house, to be honest. But, sorry, what was the question then? Will we find out?
Will we find out?
Did we ever really find out why Axel Ruder, Cabana scumbag, did what he did?
No.
Didn't really find out. No one really said he did it because he knows why he did it. And I'm pretty sure he's told someone.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. If it doesn't go to a proper trial, the evidence won't come out. You know, if this guy is the one who did it, allegedly, and then he pleads guilty, then you won't be hearing much. They'll give you little tidbits, little bits, just you think will keep you happy. But I think we all know, don't we, what this is all about.
I don't think the police can play politics with this one. I think people are waking up. I mean, here was something sent as a joke. That was Manchester Evening News coverage of that. Here's something that somebody sent as a joke in, and it was Frankie. But look, read what it says. Because we had those government alerts last Friday. Okay.
It's the first thing I said, isn't it? Where's the alert to tell us the government are a danger to its people?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And, you know, you got people in there, the left accuse, you know, the right of things, but they do just as bad.
They do. You know, with this, I'm in two minds with this because, no, I don't want the government in my life popping alerts off. That's why I switched them off.
Yeah.
They kind of had a little bit of a point in Wales because there was places on fire.
Yeah.
But why didn't they? I don't know if it was different in Wales, the alerts, but I don't know if you've seen any. Did they actually warn people in Wales, this area's on fire, that area's on fire, so you can actually go and save yourself?
Didn't hear anything.
Or did they just say, don't have a barbecue, it's too hot?
Oh, don't.
Because, I mean, look, if you're that retarded, you're just going to go and start a fire on a dry field. I'm not sure they're going to be listening to your messages.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 o'clock at night's a little bit late.
Mm.
I think if they're going to use something like this, and I'm not a fan, it should be actual, look, we've got a severe alert. This X town, this field in this town, or whatever, these woods are on fire. If you live in the area, you need to move now. You're probably going to get burnt. You could be sitting in your house and it's like, well, don't have a barbecue. And you're in Wales. You're like, oh, well, I wasn't planning on it. And then you look out your window and you're like, the field's on fire out there, mate.
Yeah.
Could have warned me about that. I don't know. I wasn't in Wales and I don't get the alerts. But, I mean, it's meant to be used for serious stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say if your neighbourhood's on fire, probably serious. If they're telling you just not to have a barbecue.
Well,
Possibly not.
lefty thinking. Now, here's...
You can stop there because there isn't any.
Well, Sultana, all right, here's a clip that she would rather forget. Listen to this.
We are the majority. This country belongs to us.
Definitely
So
doesn't.
yes,
You're
we
on the
will
first
defeat
play
them
now.
at the ballot box, but when necessary, we fight them in the streets as well. Whose streets?
Her voice is that high pitched and screechy. You don't need sign language. Even the deaf people are there. Her horrible voice. They'll be like, "Oh, that's." But anyway, go on.
Well, Adam
You gotta
Brooks caught them out, the government out in a lie. Now that's, you know, a definite lefty, a definite socialist, you know, coming out and saying, you know, we can fight them in the streets.
You reckon?
But that's what do you mean?
Good luck.
What do you mean? Fight them in the streets? Like what? What are you going to do? Okay.
Yeah, like what? Like literally, what is there in a little band of smelly lefties going to do? Yeah, absolutely nothing, mate. They
Nothing.
never have done.
Well,
they're not the problem in the great scheme of things. I think
No.
the people ruling over us with the power, they're the problem.
They're the problem.
Who need to go?
Well, here's Adam Brooks, and he caught them out in a lie.
Charts, and this is one that I cannot believe. Do you remember when Shabama Mahmood, Keir Starmer, Andy Burnham, and half the Labour Party put on their X accounts or their Twitter accounts that a far-right terrorist plot was foiled against a Muslim event? I think it was in Suffolk.
Yeah.
Do you remember that a few days ago?
Yeah.
They made a big deal of it. Lefties were messaging me, see, look at the threat. Well, it turns out police have released a statement that no terrorism charges at all will be brought. No evidence of any terror plot. And all have been discharged. Apart from one man, I think they searched his home and found something they shouldn't have. Totally aside from what happened here. There was no terrorist plot against this Muslim event. Yet we had Shabama Mahmood, and I'm going to read her ex-post. She's atted terrorism police are leading an investigation into a credible threat to those attending the UK Litima Festival this weekend. I thank Suffolk Police, Counter-Terrorism Policing and the organisers for their swift and effective response. Listen, that undoubtedly saved lives.
Now, this is what's getting on my nerves. They're drumming up this kind of thing to condition people to say that the Muslims, you know, are you know, a group of people, a cohort of people, yeah, that we should feel sorry for.
Out right now. Yeah, we covered this, didn't we? The time.
Yeah,
sorry, I just had a laugh when with his absolute mullering of the Arabic. And I wasn't going to correct him.
No, but you know, he's. I like Adam Brooks. I mean, because he just has a way, like us, of saying it as it is. I mean, why are they drumming up this kind of support for Muslims? Why? They're not terrorized. They're not downtrodden. I mean, have you seen how many mosques there are in this country?
Yeah, we covered that as well the other day, didn't we? It's over 2,000.
2,300.
Again,
growing.
With these people, John, it's just they're so frustrating, aren't they? Because we have to go jump through hoops with allegedly this, and you can't say that, and we don't know who's responsible for this murder, that murder, who don't say the names and all this, allegedly, apparently. Yet they're allowed to literally call it out before anyone's even been charged.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
You know what I mean? They're just like, don't care. We're just going to say right-wing terrorists all over the place. And then when there isn't, they don't come out and say, oh, sorry, we were wrong.
And all they're doing is conditioning people not to say anything, not to express themselves because of fear. And there's another reason for that, but you finish your point, and then I'll play what I think is the reason.
shouldn't they have said, "Oh, we're so glad that that was all a misunderstanding," and there was
They won't
no
open their
terrorism?
mouths.
No, but they won't, because they want there to be some right-wing terrorism. Because,
Correct.
well, there isn't really, is there? And we're all banging on about Islamic terrorism because that's the majority of it.
It is.
And they don't like that, which makes me think there's just so many issues with Islam. Why people even bother with it and try and defend it, mate, it's just beggars belief, mate.
They know.
Honest to God, you'd just be like, I can't be arsed with this anymore. I can't win.
They know that they're heading for a massive showdown, and the government is not going to be able to back them, because the people will just turn around to the government like they're doing in Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. I mean, they're going to bring the government down over there in the Republic of Ireland. It is massive, and it's not getting reported in the mainstream press because they don't want anybody over here knowing that they're just as fed up of the illegal migration as we are. Now, here's one of the reasons that I say that I think that we are being conditioned. And this is the ranty guy. And you'll know his face as soon as you see him.
This is absolutely insane. So we haven't had blasphemy laws in this country, in the UK, for many years now. But apparently we still do when it comes to one particular religion. Have a wild guess which religion. So listen to this story. It's going to make your brain melt. A retired police officer, of all things, a guy called Stephen Gray, has been convicted of posting grossly offensive materials online. And I'm going to say what this exactly was, which I guess runs the risk for myself as well. He reposted, it wasn't even his post, he just reposted a post that he'd seen on Facebook. And the post basically was a joke, a throwaway comment saying, eating bacon makes it far less likely for you to marry a 9-year-old. That was pretty much it. He reposted it. Somebody reported him. It got taken to court in a place called Newton Aycliffe, and the judge found him guilty of deliberately posting grossly offensive materials. Seriously? It's a joke about a religion. And the weirdest thing is that in reality, there's a degree of truth to it as well.
What the hell is this country coming to? So they can, like that guy on LBC said, if anybody burns a Quran in front of him, he'll go nuts. He'll attack them. Jesus Christ. Does he not realize that they're outnumbered and that once this country turns, that's it? You do not fuck with the British. I don't care whether you're Welsh, Scottish, Irish, English, you do not fuck with the British. And that's it. Now, these people talk a great deal, but when they're actually faced with the real thing, because if they think that the army are going to come to their aid of the government, they better wake up as well, because they know that there is bad feelings being fermented out there. And it's all going against them. It doesn't matter. Reform are doing the right thing. They're turning around saying, we're going to stop welfare, stop them coming over. That's going to put pressure. Yeah, that came from the store. But that's actually putting pressure on the government because they know. So they're trying to squeeze as many in. And apparently there is proof out that Rupert Lowe has got, saying that they're going to keep the migrants coming in until 2039.
It's going to start afresh 2029. So it's like these
no,
people
2039.
Yeah, I know. Whatever it is, it's getting renewed in 29. It's like
that's it. Yeah, you're right.
It's like they think they're going to win again, and then they're just going to start the ball rolling again. And
this government is nuts if they think people are going to vote for that, because it's becoming too obvious. The demographic is changing too quickly and too wildly, and it's not good. It's not good, and it's not looking good for them. I mean, I'm still hoping that the right coalesce, and there is some sort of, meeting of minds there in order to actually say, right, we need to orchestrate something, because this is an evil government. And the Conservatives, I've got no trust in them either, even though they've jumped on the bandwagon and they're going out, and Chris Phelps is going out and showing what's going on. No
trust. I'm at the point, mate, where if we ever get in charge, it needs to be Nuremberg Part 2, Johnson, Merkel, Macron, all of them.
Merkel especially.
She'd be the first one in the dock. And Blair and all of them, and Theresa, mate, that's a whole lot of them, mate, to be honest. Look what you've done to this continent, you absolute traitorous scumbags.
See,
and life wouldn't be, it wouldn't even be good enough for them.
Ask yourself this question, and this is, I'm not going to let anything interfere, I'm not going to speak through this, but ask yourself this question. What did they die for?
They die for? Did they die for a multicultural Britain? Did they die for a multi-ethnic Britain? Did they die for a politically correct Britain? Did they die for 200,000 abortions a year? Did they die for the absence of the death penalty? Did they die for liberal censorship that denies the rights even of a private conversation up to a certain perspective? Did they die for the right of men to marry each other and adopt children? Did they die for all of these things? Or did they actually fight for something different? No. They weren't fighting for tolerance and inclusion. They were fighting for glory. They were fighting for this country. They were fighting for England and Britain. They were fighting for what their old rulers had told them about what the future would be like if they lost. They were fighting for a degree of racial and ethnic pride that was unstated, because the whole English conspectus, which you didn't really go on about that, because it was accepted as a norm to begin with.
Not a word out of place. And once people get it into their heads and understand that you are mocking all these people that died in the wars, you're mocking them. And who the hell is this government? Who the hell is the fucking left? Who the hell is all the woke DEI pieces of inarticulate excrement to tell us that we should actually go against that? That's wrong. Those people died. They died for us. And what did they die for?
No, when you ask the last few who've been around, they say, yeah, what did we go and fight and die for? Because if we're just going to give this away to Africans and Asians, then what was the point?
Muslims and Islam. Okay? Who went into war with them? Priests. Catholic and Protestant priests. We won.
And we can win again, but there's not much time left.
No.
We let these lefties carry on what they're doing. I want to say lefties, I include
They're evil. They're evil people. Anybody that's voting for Labour, the Greens, any of them, they're evil. All right? You're stupid. You are absolutely hoping that you're going to be the last to be eaten by the crocodiles. These people are sick. Okay? And, well, listen to what this guy says. Right?
Why do you support immigration?
Because I want my future daughter to be alive, not raped and killed. Is that enough? Is that a good reason?
In Poland is quite a protected country from immigration.
What do you mean quite? It's zero. We don't have illegal migrants. It's not quite protected. We did not let them in. None. Zero.
It's because you are afraid of what Europe is becoming.
No, we're not afraid. We're smart. We are brave men. Look at me. I'm not afraid of anything. We are brave. We are strong. We are not politically correct. We don't give a shit. We take care of our families.
Daniel Tarzinski, okay, great politician in Poland. I saw him challenge migrants, illegal migrants, who thought that they could bully him. And boy, this guy went right up into their face, right? And saying, why can't I film you? Why? Who the hell are you? This is free country. Why can't I film you? This is Europe.
It's a shame he's not running the country, because I've seen little glimmers of it actually not being quite like he says, with that other plant pot in charge. What's his name? I forget now.
Well, apparently the new guy that's come in, is actually a chip off the old block. I mean, he's putting his foot down. He really is.
I thought it was that bloke from the EU. Is he not still in charge?
Nope. It's well, let's put it this way. I think he was a bit of a Trojan horse, because he is now spouting the right language. Okay. Anyway,
maybe he's got choice.
Yeah, so that we actually make sure that we cover what we were going to say. Right now, this is I do have human feelings about this. But I'm asking a serious question, and Ben Habib shapes it quite nicely. All right, this was the news, okay, about Jason Arday.
Breaking news to bring you now. LBC understands that Jason Arday, the former University of Cambridge professor, has been found dead. Reportedly, he was found unresponsive at an address in Battersea in South London this afternoon. He was later pronounced dead at the scene. A spokesperson for the Met Police said officers were called by the London Ambulance Service at 3:12 this afternoon. They said, sadly, a 41-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. His next of kin have been informed and are being supported by officers. At this time, his death is being treated as unexpected, but is not believed to be suspicious.
Okay, so the guy's dead. Now, I don't think very many people know the story of Jason Arday, but here's a little bit of an insight.
You broke the story of Jason Arday. Tell me the story from your point of view, how this unfolded.
Jason Arday, a DEI hire, the youngest black full professor in the history of Cambridge University. Last year, it became widely known among faculty members at Cambridge that Jason Arday's backstory was totally fraudulent, that much of his work was plagiarized, that the work that wasn't plagiarized was of an absurdly low quality. These rumors, they were known to journalists. Arday hired a fearsome law firm specializing in defamation to intimidate the journalists into silence.
I think.
The story unfolds and there's an attempted cover-up from Cambridge.
So Arday called the police on Dave Harris and Jack Grove, the journalist who was asking questions.
Over time, more and more of these preposterous things have come out. I've actually compiled a list and I'm at 61.
This is the most extreme case of plagiarism that has ever occurred in academia.
Okay, so that gives you some sort of an idea. Now, yes, we're sorry over anybody that has died. But what actually killed him? I know you can go through the physical aspects of it, whatever it was, but
apparently.
Yeah, he did. But did DEI, did that have anything to do with it?
Again, it probably did. I mean, like a lot of people are saying, the sole responsibility for his death, if that's what happened, is himself.
Right.
But if he wasn't put in that situation in the first place, look, if people hadn't have entertained the lies and this whole thing's so sad because the fella's got, well, he did, a wife and children there now, who haven't got a father or a husband. That's pretty sad in itself.
That's the human aspect of it, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the left don't have empathy. They couldn't have given a shit about Erica Kirk and his children, but...
No. What about Anne Widdecombe? I've not heard anything from the left about Anne Widdecombe.
No, they did. I think we were expecting them to... Some of them are making fun. Not as bad as the whole Charlie Kirk thing, but I think we kind of got in there, nipped it in the bud a little bit by claiming that's what they were going to do, and then they tend to go, okay, maybe not. But, I mean, it's always someone else's fault, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Of course, the people who criticised the whole debacle, that's what it was, let's face it, because he wasn't what he said he was.
That's right.
They're the ones to blame, so it's the media and the critics and the comedians, and although the right wing busted him, so we're all to blame. Now, is that quite right? Because I've just gone and looked for some examples. So there was a guy called Dan Johnson. He was a Republican Kentucky legislator, right?
Yeah.
In December 2017, the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting published the Pope's Long Con. This was the result of a 7-month investigation involving more than 100 interviews, which alleged that Johnson had lied about significant parts of his background and reported a sexual allegation, which he denied. So obviously he got hounded, and then he obviously ended his own life. His apparent final Facebook message explicitly attacked the reporting. So obviously that was that then. It was all the reporter's fault, wasn't it? But after his death, even though this criticism was aimed at the media, the controversy became substantial enough, John, for the Columbia Journal Review to publish an article entitled, ready, "Suicide by News Subjects Shouldn't Be Pinned on the Media, Experts Say." And they weren't the only ones. There's quite a few people who said, "Oh no, you can't blame them for that." As Carl Benjamin said, he said his uncle, something like this, his uncle committed suicide because his auntie left him. Was it his auntie's fault? Well, no.
I get it.
It can't be, can it? So we've got this serious problem here, John, where there's definitely, again, different standards for this. So what are they basically saying here is you can't point out plagiarism if the person isn't white because they might kill themselves and then it's all your fault. But when we look at the DEI policies, well, that's going to happen more and more and more and more and more then, isn't it? If they're going to push this type of people through the system. And they don't really deserve to be there. So again, it's basically the left doing what they want. You know, no matter what the consequences are. Left do what they want. Otherwise, people might kill themselves.
But how did the left get into these positions of power? You know, it's too much now, because I had a conversation with an educationalist literally a day or so ago, and he was applying, and he's a brilliant educationalist, this guy, brilliant. He was applying for jobs, and then, you know, he wasn't getting past the first interview, and he wasn't getting called back, and then he finds out that it is non-British people that are getting the jobs. And he just says, what's the point of applying? Because they're all just trying to fulfill some DEI quota. And that is bullshit. And this is the result of what happens. And here's...
We keep saying it, that if you keep degrading the quality of people in positions, whatever it may be, things are going to get worse. But this is like the left basically saying, no, you can't.
Well, you've only got to look at the Labour government.
People might die.
You only got to look at the Labour government. You know, the people that pretended they had, you know, backgrounds that they didn't have. Rachel from accounts.
That's
business secretary.
They've all missed a trick, haven't she? She should have gone, I'm all depressed now, I need tablets, I've got anxiety, I cried in Parliament.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Horrible, nasty right-wingers. Don't you dare point out our lies.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Lies have consequences, like your country will go to shit.
Well, Ben Habib did have some things to say about it. And
before you do, again, it's the equivalent of shut up, you're racist.
Yes.
Apart from this is shut up, it's your fault, people die.
Well, they can't call Ben Habib racist.
It's like, no, I've got another list here. I won't go through them, but there's a lot of other right-wing figures who've been through probably a lot worse than this. Well, I can mention some of them. I mean, I don't think Jason Arday ever went to... Was he ever in jail on solitary more than once?
No.
With a risk to his life? No. Did he ever get... Was he bankrupt?
Talking about Tommy.
I'm talking about quite a few people. Was he unable to get a bank account and survive and live in his own country? Was he getting attacked everywhere he went because of false smears? No, it was all pretty much true. So, I mean, there's a lot of people in a lot worse situations who haven't done that. So I'm sorry, the responsibility goes to himself.
Indeed. Well, here's Ben Habib on it. Here's Ben Habib on it.
Shouldn't he, John?
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, the Arday story, by the way, is very, very serious. Much more serious, perhaps, than people at first glance think it to be. I think it's easy to dismiss it as progressive discrimination gone wrong. There's a guy who clearly isn't capable of being a professor at Cambridge University, gets made a professor because he's black, gets found out, gets sacked. But it's much, much worse than that. we have to put into context the implications of this, which are that one of the best universities in the world, a university, actually I was at Cambridge and I was incredibly privileged to be there, surrounded by brightest minds.
Are you ashamed by your former university?
I am utterly ashamed by my former university. I fell out with my college in 2020. I'm going to name them. I was at Robinson College. I donated significant sums of money to Robinson College. And I wrote to them in 2020. Then I watched the BLM stuff happened in June 2020.
Yeah.
And I wrote, and Robinson College came out publicly saying that they supported Black Lives Matter. And I wrote to the head of development, the head of the development office at Robinson College, and I said, are you aware that this is a far left political extremist movement? It's got nothing to do with equity across race, anti-racism or anything. This is a vile left-wing movement. And they came back and they basically ostracized me. I've made quite a political mark, maybe in a small way compared to others, but I've made a political mark. They haven't once invited me to speak. They get all sorts of other politicians to speak. They've never had me back. They don't invite me to stuff anymore. And that's the end of my relationship with Robinson College, because I differed with them over Black Lives Matter.
And all those people from Black Lives Matter, the people up at the top, embezzled money, millions from it.
Yeah.
And bought properties. I mean, he's telling the truth. He's one of the most underrated guys, politically in the country. And I know he doesn't have the same kind of weight as, say, Farage or Lowe. But nevertheless, he's still a very articulate guy. And he does get the points across. And what I like about that, see that flag in the background? That's a Northern Irish flag.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
See, this is the problem. It's just institution after institution. Person after thing after thing who were funded by other people.
Yeah.
And tend to spend that money indoctrinating the public, basically. I mean, we're going to probably, we haven't got time today, but on one Wednesday, we'll go through the Story House. Remember the ones who brought us Mini Pride?
Yeah. Definitely.
It's a constant flow of left-wing, absolute nonsense coming out of there, mate. And it's all aimed at children. We've started at 3 to 7-year-olds, and now they're working their way up to 15, and then 16 to 18. None of them are safe, but they fluff it up in this fluffy language, don't they? To make it sound so good. Yeah. You've just got to read between the lines and put it all together just to know that.
There's day of reckoning coming.
It would be amazing if it was. I don't think it's possible, but to find out how much money we all pay per year for stuff that works against us.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, I reckon if we did that, we'd be so surprised at how much money.
Well, there was a guy in the Welsh Senate.
Our own money being spent basically against our own culture, our own country.
Yeah. There's a guy in the Welsh Senate. It was I think he was a reform member, and he actually they've just cut out a lot of the spending of the previous administration. Like, for example, they were sending money, huge sums of money across to grow trees in an African country, and they're looking at people and they're saying, why? The African people actually said, why are you sending us money to do this? They thought it was madness.
Yeah, I think we need to move past the why is this something we should be looking at and really get to action now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit more difficult at a national level to stop a lot of this stuff until we've got a patriotic government. But
they're on their last laps. They are.
Yeah, but at a local level, if people can get control of their towns, you can stop a lot of the funding for these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what we're going to talk about on Wednesday, this Story House is majority funded by Cheshire West and Chester Council.
Yeah.
They
and who is it that's pushing that?
Yeah, it's over 30 million to set the place up and about $1 million a year. So I think it's in people's interest now to just have a think, what's my money being spent on? And is it
absolutely.
Is it counterproductive in the mission to save your country? Because I think it probably is. I think we all know now what the problems are. It's time to actually fight back now before it's too
absolutely.
late, to be honest. If you can get out control of your local areas, you can literally rescue some of this funding and then put some motions through to spend it on more patriotic things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's teach the kids to be proud of everything they've inherited from us. Not to hate
and get integration.
Yeah.
Get integration and assimilation. No. Well, let's move it on. Let's get on to our last subject, and this is the Karaoke King, Burnham.
Sorry, I thought that was.
No.
Dragged it out a bit. Go on.
Karaoke King Burnham. This is our Prime Minister.
I'll make the last one.
Like an old dirty old town, dirty old town. And my girl,
I thought of another nickname.
What is he? A Karaoke King or Prime Minister? That's
He
our
is.
Prime Minister.
He's now another nickname for him: Crash and Burnham.
That's just
That's what is
unbelievable.
going to happen, innit?
Now, how have we come to this where we've got this guy as Prime Minister? I mean, because I think you were right when you commented on Friday when you said at least Starmer had a little bit more decorum about him.
No matter how we thought, and everyone knows.
Oh, we
how everyone
hated
felt about
Starmer.
him. At least,
Evil guy, evil.
I don't know. I mean, he wasn't liked in this country, but he could swan round the world's leaders and Davos and all that.
Because he was giving money out.
Exactly. But can you see this guy getting any respect off anyone, really? Is this recent? Look, I don't begrudge a man going out and having a sing-song and having a beer. But
I
lad,
know.
you've just took over the country as Prime Minister and we're in a shit tip of a mess and it needs fixing. So rather than putting out your stupid videos about just getting pissed and singing,
Well,
I'll
it's-
do something to fucking fix it, like.
Quickly, here's Nigel Evans, who's a little bit of common sense. I'm quite liking what Nigel's saying at the moment.
There are a couple of things that have disturbed me about Andy Burnham's remarks the other day in reference to illegal immigrants coming into the UK, and affluent areas should take their fair share. The first thing that struck me was he doesn't seem to be looking to the short term now. This is a long-term problem. And so instead of focusing on the root cause, he's just looking at the symptoms, and that's incredibly worrying. And then the second thing is, when he's talking about affluent areas, is he really talking about villages like this one in the Ribble Valley, well over 30 villages here? Is he really saying that villages here ought to be taking illegal immigrants, when I know that the local authority housing list is already high and that rents are already high as well, which would be pushed even higher? And man, I've looked to see what the two local Labour MPs have been saying about this issue since Andy Burnham made his remarks, and they've been both uncharacteristically silent, which is incredibly worrying. Burnham ought to be focusing on the root cause, and that is stopping the boats in the first place. Over 3,000 have come in since he's become Prime Minister. One of the boats the other day, they're not small boats, had over 230 people on them. So, Prime Minister, start focusing on what you were elected to do in the first place, you and your predecessor, and that was to stop the boats, not spreading the misery.
Solid points. Solid points made.
It is, but again, he's just pissing into the wind. As we've just said, you mentioned the Rupert Lowe thing. This isn't going to stop. His own words were, you all need to take your fair share. This isn't going to stop by just going, ooh, they need to realise, they need to stop it. They are not going to stop this. They facilitate it, they celebrate it, and the only way to stop the boat is for us to stop them and get them gone politically. At a national level, at a local level, gone. And make sure there's mechanisms in place so they never, ever come back again.
Evil people. I mean, here's a little oink.
Sorry, someone's blasting music outside my window. And
That's all right. Hey, listen, that was no different to the bells that were going on here. All right, here's a Labour MP destroyed by Tominey. And this will be the last segment of the night. Listen to
do we have
this.
to end on a screechy voice, or can we have a
I
nice
know,
video?
but she did
got a video
actually
after that.
annihilate it.
We've reduced the number of asylum hotels that are being used in town centres that are so unpopular in the community from 400 to about 160. So well under half of those.
They're unpopular everywhere.
They're unpopular everywhere. And we think, and I think the public think, it's more appropriate to house asylum seekers in military barracks than it is in hotels in town centres. So that is why Even though we're reducing the numbers and we're reducing the people that are claiming, reducing the numbers that are staying in asylum accommodation in the UK and the numbers that are crossing, we will still need some asylum accommodation.
Yes.
And
so it should be as cheap as possible, not in middle-class areas where it's more expensive.
It should be in the most appropriate type of building or structure, and I think former military barracks are one of those more appropriate types of buildings.
But that wasn't quite what the Prime Minister said. You're kind of giving a good gloss on it. He's basically saying that the middle classes should share the burden, and it's not fair to only put these migrants in deprived areas.
I think that's exactly what he said, yeah.
Yeah, but he also said, so he was then told, well, hang on, I think by Chris Hope in an interview on GB News, but it's going to be more expensive. And he said, well, it might be more expensive, but we just need to do it like this. Because basically he's engaging in a form of class warfare. He's the king of the North. He wants to make sure that we're all levelled up. The South must also suffer. I mean, what's he trying to do? Spread the suffering.
I don't think that's accurate. But he is right that the poorest areas shouldn't face the full burden of housing asylum
but
seekers.
how much should it cost? Surely it should be cost efficient.
It doesn't cost more money than some of these very expensive contracts that were signed by the Conservatives when they were set up to put people in public buildings that are already there.
True words. The Conservatives signed these contracts. They're the ones that got it that got it kicked off. They facilitated so much of the shit that we're going through, and these people are carrying it on. That's why I say they're evil. They're evil people.
Yeah, it's like they're playing past the parcel with the problem, but no one dares just open that last bit of wrapper because they know what's inside, Rupert logo, and just deport them all.
Yep. Just
Do you
get
know
rid.
what I mean? It's like, I
Get
tell you
rid.
what, if you're not going to deport them all, because they're clearly not until we remove these people, then I've got an idea. Make a mega detention centre for when they all come over and stick it in, I don't know, Makerfield. Let's see how fucking serious you are now, boys and girls in Labour.
Absolutely.
Mr. Burnham flipping Gandhi Burnham at number 10. Take them all. Take every last one of them and shove them in Makerfield. And let's see if you get a majority again when there's an election. But he won't, will he? And that's the problem, because all the working class are saying they are kicking off about it all, and rightly so, because let's face it, they're the ones who are going to kick off about it the most. The posh people are just on the telly going, oh, I don't think this is a good idea. Good idea. No shit, Sherlock. So he's thought, oh, we're losing votes here in our working class.
They're worried.
Red wall and all that. So it's like, let's stick them in Tory areas instead.
We've got it. We've got it at first-hand knowledge. We know that Labour are absolutely a brick. They really are. They know that this is quite possibly the last government that they will ever get in our lifetime.
Hope so.
And that's the situation. Well, Statsman, thank you very much for all your valued comments and observations. Accurate as always. Me, I got a little bit ranty about a few things because I'm sick and tired of it, And that's somebody who grew up in a school that was completely and utterly, mixed. I mean, really mixed. I've not got a racist bone in my body. I'm just sick and tired of things being foisted on us. God, take us back to the 80s, please.
Yeah, hang on a minute. What colour are your bones, mate? Are they white? Racist. You big fat racist.
Oh, you can't call me fat. You can't call me fat, kiddo.
Call me whatever you want, because I don't care. Couldn't give a shit.
Freedom of speech. Freedom. Spill your guts out, baby. Okay, well, here's Burnham and Play Your Part. And this is from Join the Resistance. We'll see everybody on... Well, when are we going to see them? Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
Maybe.
I forgot
if we can
what
be
day of
bothered,
the week.
we'll see it on Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Burnham, Play Your Part. Join the Resistance.
Thanks for tuning in.
I got to do it that way.
Do tune in again.
Indeed.
I could do a proper one like this, whatever it is, but
That one.
Yeah.
You haven't got the lights for it. I've got the lights for it, though.
It's the Rainbow Army, innit?
Yep. Here we go.
They're coming across each channel now. Play your part. Play your part. They're coming across each channel now. Play your part. Play your part. They're coming across each channel now. Coming across the channel now. Coming across each channel now. Play your part. The wealthy towns must take their share now. Play your part. Play your part. The wealthy towns must take their share, now play your part. The leafy lanes must do their bit, the gated streets must open up. The postcode map gets read out loud, play your part.
Singing all hysteria, not in my constituency. Hysteria. Singing all hysteria, not in my constituency. Hysteria. Singing all hysteria, all hysteria, all hysteria, not in my constituency. I said take them till the seams burst open years ago. Years ago. I said take them till the seams burst open years ago. Years ago. What's another week of waiting for a bed upon the ward? I welcomed every last one in, oh, years ago.
But now the campus plan for your town.
Not today. Not today.
But now the campus plan for your town.
Not today. Not today. The welcome that I promised you is suddenly less sure. You'll find another somewhere warm, just not today. Singing all hysteria, not in my constituency. Hysteria. Singing all hysteria, not in my constituency. Hysteria. Singing all hysteria, all hysteria, all hysteria, not in my constituency. They're doctors and engineers and surgeons, what a gift. What a gift. They're doctors and engineers and surgeons, what a gift. What a gift. An asset for the waiting rooms, a credit to the state. Come and fix our broken NHS.
Oh, what a gift! But a voice cut through the crowd so quick and dry.
So quick and dry.
But a voice cut through the crowd so quick and dry.
So quick and dry. The doctors and the surgeons don't throw their passports off the boat. They keep them in their jacket pockets safe and dry. Singing all hysteria, not in my constituency. Hysteria. Singing all hysteria, not in my constituency. Hysteria. Singing all hysteria, all hysteria, all hysteria, not in my constituency.
The minister preaches fair share on the evening news.
Fair share.
The minister preaches fair share on the evening news.
Fair share.
Then signs her own objection when the postcode's hers to choose. Welcome them warmly far from here.
Not in my constituency. Singing